AVC, it is Old Metal Rocker 65 here with another installment of what's been banging my head. Yes, all vinyl. Don't spend much time in the vehicle right now. Well, a little bit, but not enough to showcase out there like I used to do with CDs. But again, we're all vinyl. 12. There's been more, but I only picked 12. So anyway, we'll start out with some Freeways. Dark Sky Sanctuary. Yeah, this has been banging my head here. Killer new wave of traditional heavy metal. Second album. First album is just as good, but you know, this kind of reminds me of an album by this band. I can't think of them right offhand. The similar scene here, but anyway, number one, Freeways. Number two, band out of New Jersey, ruthless, straightforward heavy metal, The Fallen. New release, killer stuff. It's in my top 20 of 2024, as was Freeways. But yeah, this is banging stuff, man. Banging. Good stuff here. Number three, I just got this. It was the last studio album that I needed that I didn't have on vinyl. There are others, but I do have those on CD, like The Monkey Puzzle, Showtime. There's one other one, I think. I'm only missing a couple on vinyl that have been reissued. But anyway, this is one that has been reissued, and this is the one I needed. I had just picked up, not Misdemeanor, but can't think of it. Anyway, UFO, Ain't Misbehaving. And when this first came out, I really didn't like it a lot. It didn't really do a whole lot for me. Of course, there was only one original member on this. Of course, Phil Mogg on vocals. Other than that, a lot of these are kind of unknowns. But they had, I think it was Atomic. I can't think of his name. But this, to me, has more of a slight glam feel guitar-wise, I think, on this. Even though it still has that signature Phil Mogg vocals, but this is just a little bit different than I'm familiar with on UFO, you know. But this is still, I thought, you know, after hearing it many years ago and not hearing it, and then I finally got back to it, I enjoyed this album. It's not a bad album. Banging my head, yes, UFO. And this one here, this classic. I won this at an auction on Facebook. King Fowley puts up stuff that he's going to auction off. You bid on it or pick a number, or you put your number down and he picks it from whoever puts their numbers in there. Well, I won this in Midas Touch. And Presage to Disaster. Killer 80s thrash metal. I mean, this thing is killer. On Noise Records. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's on Noise Records. And it really needs a really deep cleaning, which I'm going to give it here. But yeah, killer thrash. Really bangs my head. And then this album here, more in the power metal vein, has some progressive tendencies in it, but this is Rebellion and We Are the People. This is an older release, I believe. Well, not a newer one, but this one came out, yeah, it is a newer one actually. This came out in, hang on. I gotta do something here, guys. I messed up on how I like to put my vinyl in here. Anyway, I like to put my vinyl in like that all the time. I put the slotted top of this on the side So if you have to accidentally do that, it doesn't pop out of there. Just a little trick of the trades. But if you do that to all my albums. But anyway, Rebellion's been banging my head. And then some classic 80s female hard rock, known as the lead vocalist of Jefferson Airplane and Starship, and you know, but she had some really good solo material. Manhunt, or Manhole is a good album from her, and this one here, Welcome to the Wrecking Ball. Grace Slick, banging my head. I mean, I forgot how good this was. This had some really good guitar solos in here. She's vocally probably at her peak or better. I mean, her early stuff, this came out, I think it was 1980. ...1981, so right around, you know, but this is really, I forgot how good this was, really good. And of the two of these, this is the best in my opinion. It's heavier, has better guitars in it. I think the leads are longer in this. I think the musicianship is better on this album than the first. I think the first album they were going for more of a poppier sound. This album is they kind of increased the heaviness and the harder edge to this album. And this is Ram Jam, a portrait of the artist as a young Ram. This is absolutely a killer album. Their best album came out in '78. Of course, we all know Black Betty. This is good. I mean, if you've never heard this album, do it. Pick it up. And this is more death thrash. Has more deathy vocals on this that I like, but it's still good. I enjoyed it. But this is Storm Ruler and Under the Burning, what was it? Under the Burning Eclipse. Some Storm Ruler. I think Steve, Harmless Rebel, sent me this. Got an autographed cover here for a CD cover. You know, Storm Ruler. And then we have band out of Germany, some 80s classic stuff. Some Liar, Nothing But the Truth, German underground heavy metal. This is killer. Pick it up. Wow. Impressive. Axel 89. And let's see, what was the label here? Can't remember right offhand. No Life Till Metal, that's right. Come out on No Life Till Metal, so. This actually came out this year, so. But killer. Killer German heavy metal. I got a couple other Liars too. I think they're the same band, but now we're going to jump into the 70s here. This is kind of a quirky band, kind of jazzy, bluesy, maybe a little soulful, but the musicianship in this is excellent. This is a band called Snake Grinder, and the album is called, let's see, what is it? I'm not going to see it. Oh, Snake Grinder. The album is called And the Shredded Field Mice. Man, this is not for everybody. You know, there was a phase, I want to say about 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. This one particular summer or year, it was probably the most money I made through state-run jobs where you got to pay Davis-Bacon pay. So I was making anywhere up from $55 to $75 an hour, depending on what I was doing. But I made a lot of good money that year, and I bought a lot of 70s albums that were obscure, and this is one of them. I mean, I must have bought 1,070 albums that were never actually released in my area. You know, again, in them days, what you got in your local record store is what you got unless you went to bigger cities. But, you know, so a lot of these came out and are coming out, and they're still coming out. But Snake Grinder, some hard rock. And then I ordered the 50th anniversary of this album. Now this is the original I bought when this first came out way back 50 years ago. And cover's still in great shape, no ring wear, just the cutout down here. I don't know why it was like that, but it is. But I played this. It sounds good. Sounds really good. I thought anyway, until I picked up the 50th. Now this one is similar, very identical covers. The only difference to me is the name is embossed here, up here, and then this is embossed as well. And the color is a little bit, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, a little bit, has a little bit better detail. Now this is the original, and this is the 50th. And the back is basically the same, and it's on clear vinyl. And in addition, with that, which sounds amazing by the way, I mean, you can hear the drums are more distinct, the bass is a lot higher, the guitars are better sounding. Overall, it is a great improvement over the original. And I mean, the original for its time sounded excellent, but this really took it up a notch if you ever buy this. In addition, if you buy that, you get this with it, the bottle cap. But you got to go through MNRK in order to get this. I think that's the only outlet that's been coming out with the 50th anniversaries. So yeah, that, I mean, that really had banged my head when I got that earlier this week, last week I should say. And the last one in this episode of What's Been Banging My Head is, of course, more UFO and the Hanover Sessions. This is recorded live, I believe, in '88 and released through Cleopatra Records and on silver vinyl. I know quite a few people are picking up this edition, and this sounds amazing. They're doing a lot more of the newer, like stuff off of, I think, Monkey Puzzle, that era of UFO, as well as a few live classics on side B. But this is phenomenal, sounds great. Cleopatra does an excellent job on all their releases. Highly recommend this label if you're looking for, if you're a UFO fanatic or a fanatic of great sounding vinyl. Cleopatra. Anyway guys, that's all I have for What's Been Banging My Head. We'll see you next time, and take care and keep it metal.